Welcome to the Rusted Garden Homestead. This is tour number 4. Today is March 30th. I've gotten a lot into the ground. It's still a little bit early, but I had to get a lot of what I ordered into the earth. I've got a couple of peach trees down. I think this one is the, yes, I do need glasses. That's the red skin over here. The distance I paced out to, my stride is 3 feet. Just follow the instructions on how far to keep them spaced apart. And this is the contender. Now, these have been dropped with a tree right here. This is probably going to die out because it's beat up, but I just want to see what it looks like. But these peach trees will be fine, so I'm going to have peach trees in this portion of my yard. Across the way, over here I have 3 cherry trees, spaced out, per instructions, dug as per instructions. The mulch pile is starting to come down. I'm not sure what I'm going to do over in that space. I was going to put more apple trees and plum trees out there, but I'll show you what I'm doing with those, maybe get some help with a suggestion. Coming inside of the yard, and let me just give you a quick look. The fence is all in. There's a gate across the way that will be trellised, but this space has all been marked out for the dog, Lucky, and future grandkids. Keep them away from the road, totally secure, so they have all of this space. Coming into here, I've started planting. I think I showed a little bit of this, not the trees yet. These are pear trees. Drop them in, same thing, just follow the instructions on the distance. The most important thing, this is a dwarf pear, the Anjou. The most important thing is to really read the fruit trees that you buy and see if they need pollinators. The pollinators, and the pollinators meaning you're getting 2 different varieties of trees. In this case I need 2 different pear trees, and this way they cross-pollinate. You'll get larger fruit and you'll get more production from your fruit trees. But these have been put in on the inside of the fence. I'm going to have, again, an edible landscape, so there are going to be fruit trees everywhere. Raspberries are down there. The strawberries are starting to come up. You can see them right there. I did plant more strawberries down in the raised beds that I built. I'll show you those in a second. This is a fig, and it's only hardy down to 0 degrees, so I'm going to give it a chance. It's a black fig, black mission fig. Our temperatures will get to -10 occasionally, so I'm going to have to wrap that and take care of it. But I wanted a different variety of fig besides the hardy Chicago, which is what I'm planting throughout the yard in different places. These are some shade plants that I brought over from the other garden. They'll be dropped as soon as I figure out where they go. What I'm kind of doing now is I'm waiting for the different plants here and trees, bushes, shrubs, to leaf out so I can see what they look like, see what sprouts out in the garden beds before I start turning them all over. The blueberry plants, this will all be mulched. I have to wait 3 months before I can paint the fence. So one thing that I changed is I took the railings down in many of this, the sides of this ramp. This is going to be painted white. I left the corners in where it's flat and dropped in some wrought iron furniture. In this space I brought in 4 more blueberry bushes. They've been dropped. They're close. They're going to be more of a hedge. And these are perennials from my previous homestead or previous house. And I'm starting to drop those in different places. Those are Columbines. This is where I've done most of the work. Again, I've ordered a lot from different nurseries, so I had to get a lot in the ground. So I did buy some plants from Home Depot, drop them in. And they've been in really for 10 days. They're just kind of not really struggling, but sitting there because the nights are still getting into the 30s, upper 20s, and they're not dying, but they're not growing. So you don't need to rush your plants out. Peas, got the cages on top to keep the rabbits and birds away. Kales, these are the plants that, they're freezing through, they're surviving because they're cool weather crops. But if the ground is cold and your nights aren't, above freezing, they're not going to really thrive and start going. 25 strawberry plants in there. Raspberry and blackberry canes planted in here. And more strawberry plants. Now, this whole section of the yard is for fruits, leafy greens, coming out here, getting what I need for the kitchen, for a salad, for breakfast. But I may change it up, but I needed to get these into the ground, and these will sort of be holding beds for a little bit, where I'll let these grow this year and I'll decide where I want to put them throughout the garden. Dropped in some roses. I'm going to put blackberry canes in between and blueberry bushes on the end. That's too much, but again, I'm going to let them grow and I'll figure out where I want to put them into the garden. Okay, we're going to go out over to here. So let me cut in here real quick, show you what I'm growing, but also talk about a problem that happened during acclimation. Acclimation is the process where you take your plants out slowly from the indoors, get them used to the sun, the cold weather, and the wind. And I kind of messed up with the wind. You can see these plants are pretty beat up. Those are blueberries. Coming over here, some of these were still inside. So you want to acclimate your plants over 7 days. Take them out, 15, 20 minutes if it's full sun, 30, 40 minutes, an hour if it's all cloudy for the first day. Let them get used to the rays. Well, what I didn't calculate in was a really strong wind on a 40-degree day. Basically dried out all my leaves. So a lot of the plants suffered. You can even see the smaller ones did. Can't do much about it. Just let them grow. They should recover if the stems weren't damaged, if the roots weren't damaged. But lost most of those tomato plants, so I'll have to be restarting. That's for the I Grow series, so we're going to have to regrow for that series. I'll be doing that this weekend. The peppers got pretty damaged. Those are artichokes that I bought at a store, and lemongrass. But make sure when you're taking your plants outside, you really do it slowly. Pay attention to the intense sun, because that will burn the leaves. The cold weather, of course, because if the temperature drops to 32, they're going to freeze. But also, make sure you pay attention to the wind. If you do have high winds and the temperatures, even if they're in the 40s, you're still going to have the wind blowing across the leaves, cooling the leaves off, damaging them, dehydrating them. You're not going to quite get a frost, but they're going to get really shocked with the evaporation from the wind. Hope this saves some of your plants. Been using up all the soil amendments that I purchased and had dumped here. I have grapevines, kiwis, blueberries in here that I had delivered. They were bare root. I put them all in containers and they're just kind of reestablishing themselves. I'm going to have Merlot grapevines, Cabernet grapevines, all kinds of different things. I'm going to be figuring out where I want these to go into the yard. Maybe in a space where I showed you those 3 cherry trees, and I'll show you the other space towards the end. Mushroom garden is doing well. The garden fence is not coming today, so it's about a week delayed now. It'll probably come in the middle of the week. That's all right. That should be up soon. I'll talk more about that when we get there. This is going to be set up with butterfly bushes, perennial flowers, all mulched out. And I'm trying to decide if I'm going to keep some of the fruit trees over on this side of the yard. I have plums, apple trees here. Some of them are dwarf varieties. But I'm just trying to figure out now, moving them around, letting them sit there for a while and see, what I like. The whole strategy here is to make sure the trees don't grow and then shade off places I want to grow vegetables. And I'm trying to decide if I want to keep this space open. If we bring animals in, they would be penned up and set up right in this space. So it's a lot of fun. I can't say it's work because I enjoy it so much, but trying to kind of create with a blank slate has been absolutely wonderful. And again, here's one more quick look of the area that's mostly getting set up. This is where we will start with, simple barbecues and gatherings, because this space is getting set up. Let me just take you to the other side. We might as well finish up with where I may put the grapevines. This is the backyard. Needed 200 feet of hose to get to the corners of my yard. All the grass is coming in. We just ordered a tractor mower that should be in on the 15th. Here's where we've been watching the birds. And I'm thinking right in this space, well, over here to the right is going to be a patio, and we're going to build out a 3-season room. Back in there, when that's cleared out, that'll be where the fire pit is. But I'm thinking of dropping the grapes and related right down the middle here, because there's enough sun with the way our sun tracks to kind of do grape trellises right through this space. And here, well, let's end here. And this is the other side of the front yard. Thanks for watching. Please check out my seed shop at www.therustedgarden.com. And I should have more videos on planting and growing really as soon as my garden fence gets dropped in, which will hopefully be Tuesday or Wednesday. Thanks for watching.